All right, we're going to be working on the Corolla right now, and one of the things we're going to do is actually just clean out the mass airflow sensor for the engine, which is actually located here. It's located on the intake part. And let me go ahead and tell you guys what I'm going to do. So as you can see here, the mass flow air sensor is connected to this plug, and it's connected by these two screws, which we're going to have to take out, and then we can actually lift out the sensor. And then we're going to take this mass airflow sensor cleaner, and what it's going to do is just really clean off any of the dust and particles that are just sitting on this sensor. You generally want to clean this out every few maybe every 20 to 30,000 miles. You might want to do it sooner, but the owner of this car has been saying that the car drags or there's a delay in acceleration. And I think what's happening is as air is flowing through the engine bay into this air box, it's so dirty potentially that it's just not catching that air is pushing through the engine at a certain rate. And so when you push on the throttle a little bit more, that's when it gets hit. So there's going to be a little bit delay in throttle response because the sensor is reading incorrectly and reading slower, slow enough not to tell the ECU to push more gas so that fuel can be mixed in with the air. So what we're going to do is take off this cap, connect this red thing, and what we're going to do is take off the sensor and then spray mass airflow cleaner all over the sensor. Then we're going to wipe it down and then put it back, and that should alleviate some of the dust particles that exist on it currently. Alright, so I haven't done anything else with the car. I didn't do a tune-up, I didn't do spark plug changes, I didn't change the air filter, because this is my testing hypothesis. I believe that this mass airflow sensor is dirty enough to disrupt and cause that delayed acceleration. So what we're going to do first is just take out this plug and just going to press down on the plug, electrical plug, and pull it out. And if you see pins like this, you know you've reached the mass airflow sensor for this Corolla. And then all we're going to do is take out two bolts, one at the top here and then one on the corner. So I have this electric screwdriver. It's going to make it really quick, but you can use a regular screwdriver as well. And there's one bolt out, and then there's second one will be here. It's already a little dirty on the outside. There's a lot of dirt and crud, so that'll clean up that, but that's really not what's going to affect it. We're kind of trying to clean the inside right now. So we're going to put these bolts on the side, come back to it, and if you can see what I'm doing here, I'm just going to wiggle this thing out, and what I'm doing is I'm going to move this clip out of the way. There you go. So this is the mass airflow sensor, and what we're trying to clean is actually this metal filament component here, but we're just going to spray a ton of cleaner all over it. As you can see, I'm just spraying it through. I'm actually going to spray the outside too, and I'm going to wipe it down. So you could pick up throttle body cleaner. I prefer to use the exact one. Just don't use any brake cleaner, because you don't want any of that stuff entering your engine, the internal components of your engine. You don't want that mixing with fuel or igniting, anything like that. So we're just going to use the right type of stuff here. So I just sprayed it once, I'm going to do it again. And you don't need to use the whole bottle, it's just a little bit. That's enough to clean it. I'm just going to wipe it down. I'm going to air dry it, and hopefully this fixes it. If not, then we might need a new mass airflow sensor. But for the meantime, I'm just going to put it back. Alright, it's back in. And all we're going to do is just tighten it with the screws. 2 screws, 1 at each end. There's 1. So it's screwed back together. We're going to just stick the plug back in. It's just as simple as snapping it back in, but before we do that, we're just going to wipe off the plug just to clean it up. You could put a little dielectric grease here, but you really don't need to because it sits on top of the engine. But sometimes it's good to put, and then we're just going to slide that throttle cable back on. And that's it. We're just going to put the battery back, take it out for a test drive, but that's pretty much how you change or clean out your mass airflow sensor for this 2002 Toyota Corolla. So for the years 98 to 2002, that's how you change out your mass airflow sensor. It's located right at the top of the airbox with that main plug, 2 screws. And once you clean it out, it should make it a lot easier for you to drive. Hopefully it removes some of the lag off this car. All right, so I'm taking the Corolla out for a drive. Just got warmed up. Battery's working great now. And what we're trying to do is test if my throttle response matches the RPM range. So you can see over here, you know, I'm going 25 miles an hour in this residential, but we'll hit a 40 soon. But right now I'm not pressing the gas. But eventually when I actually start accelerating, hopefully it'll go with it. And it looks like it is. Because before, when I pressed on the gas, I wouldn't see a response and the RPM ranges would climb just a few seconds later, which means the throttle response was off. And so what I'm seeing now is just more of an instantaneous response. This will continue to improve as I do more of the tune-up, changing spark plugs, the filter is probably dirty, but that mass airflow sensor seems to have done the trick, because it seems like I'm hitting quite a bit of acceleration now, and I feel it pulling, the car pulling as the RPMs are climbing. So pretty successful, just with a, you know, an $8 mass airflow sensor cleaner bottle. And you're not using the whole thing, so you can keep using it and cleaning out your mass airflow sensor every like 20-30,000 miles or however you see fit. But this car is hitting 193,000 miles and it really hasn't probably been cleaned in a long time, so I think that was the issue with the delayed throttle response. Obviously it's a Corolla, it's not very fast, but hey, you know, this is a big improvement. Thanks for watching this video, and there's more to come on this Corolla, so stay tuned.